Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I hope this finds you well and safe. We celebrate today the 16th Sunday in Ordinary Time. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. The apostles gathered together with Jesus and reported all they had done and taught. He said to them, "Come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while." People were coming and going in great numbers, and they had no opportunity even to eat. So they went off in the boat by themselves to a deserted place. People saw them leaving, and many came to know about it. They hastened there on foot from all the towns and arrived at the place before them. When he disembarked and saw the vast crowd, his heart was moved with pity for them, for they were like a sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. The Gospel of the Lord. So let me tell you a little story. This kind of goes back to kind of an Arabian Nights kind of story. There was this merchant in Baghdad, and he sent his servant out to market to buy provisions. A little while later, the servant returns, pale and trembling, and he said, "Master, just now, when I was in the marketplace, I was pushed and jostled by a woman in the crowd. And when I turned around, I saw that it was death that was jostling me. She looked straight at me and made a threatening gesture. So lend me your horse, and I will ride away from this city and avoid my fate. I'll go to Samaria, and there death will not find me." The merchant lent him his horse, and the servant mounted it, dug his spurs into its flanks, and as fast as the horse could gallop, he went to Samaria. Then the merchant went down to the marketplace, and he saw Death standing in the crowd, and he said to Death, "Why did you make a threatening gesture to my servant when you saw him this morning?" "That was not a threatening gesture," Death said. "I was only startled and surprised. I was astonished to see him in Baghdad because I had an appointment with him tonight in Samaria." So much for best laid plans. Ginger and I have gotten into a bit of a routine over the last few years. We usually sit down on Sunday evenings and compare our calendars. It gives us a chance to see what appointments, nothing deathly appointments, meetings, services, funerals, baptisms, that sort of thing, are coming up. 16 months ago, it was also the only way to see if we had any weekday evenings together to share a meal. Throughout the pandemic, we continued to try and plan meals around a myriad of Zoom meetings, and perhaps find some time when we were both free. As we slowly return to some sense of normality, many of those in-person meetings have returned, and so have our Sunday night reviews for the coming week. But even that once a week prep doesn't seem to be enough. Now every morning seems to start with, "So what's the plan?" And what have we learned? Nothing is set in stone. Not even staff meetings or Zoom meetings or even an evening dinner. All events are possible. Anything can come up at the last minute that will take precedence and our attention. Be prepared not to be prepared, and take whatever time allows for us to catch our breath. That is what we hear in today's gospel. You can almost read between the lines. The apostles have just returned from their first missionary journey. They're excited to have the chance to catch up with Jesus. Jesus, in their absence, has continued to teach and preach and heal. He recognizes their exhaustion and their eagerness to share their stories. So he convinces them to go with him to a deserted place, to pray, to catch up, to refresh their souls, and restore their physical energy. At least that was the plan. But no such luck. The crowd follows them, In fact, they even get to their destination ahead of Jesus and the apostles, and they welcome his boat ashore. And Jesus, out of compassion, sees their faith and begins again to preach to them. Again, so much for the best laid plans. We see Jesus today in a very human moment. He's excited to see his apostles return from their missionary journey. He's looking forward to hearing their stories, but he's also tired from his own mission, and he sees the exhaustion in the eyes of his friends. He knows they all need some time away to refresh, to recharge. And yet, when the crowds follow them, he recognizes their need and reaches out to them with love and compassion. One last thought. We always talk about Jesus being there for us, right by our side, never deserting us. It's as if he's always searching for us. But how often do we go searching for him? How often do we make a conscious effort to find him in our daily lives? In their own way, neither the apostles nor the crowd in today's gospel wait for Jesus to come to them. They go looking for him, and they don't rest until they find him. This is a pointed reminder to all of us who call ourselves disciples. Take care of yourself. Get rest while you can. Recharge your spiritual batteries. Make plans, but remember that none of them are ever set in stone. Always, always search for the divine in your life. Be prepared at a moment's notice to offer prayers, consolation, and assistance to those in need. Being a disciple is a 24/7 mission. No matter what our schedule is, no matter what plans we make, God sets the hours. And he reminds us daily, I have a better idea. Be well, be safe. God bless.